Hi everyone, it's Tiana at Maniology. I'm so happy you guys decided to join me today for our Maniology Live. So today I am going to be sharing a beginner's guide to nail stamping. Our community is ever growing and we want to make sure that we don't forget about our artists who are beginners and to cover the basics. So for some of you who might find this to be a really nice refresher, if say for instance you've been out of nail stamping for a while, so welcome. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome to Maniology. You know, at Maniology we find that we're definitely more than a nail company. We believe that nail stamping is a creative journey and we want you to empower your self-expression one manicure at a time. If you find yourself loving these lives, be sure to check us out every Tuesday at 1:30 Hawaii Standard Time. You can find me or Devin here and right on your Facebook, so be sure to tell your friends. Okay, so you may have seen beautiful nail art and you're probably thinking like, how the heck do I even achieve that nail art? So like I said, nail stamping is a creative journey and I want to be able to walk you through the process from start to finish, and hopefully I'll be answering some of your questions too, some commonly asked questions. So what do you absolutely need to achieve a stamped manicure? Okay, so first things first, nail stamping plate. Okay, and what a nail stamping plate is just a plate that has designs that vary from everything between stars, moons, plants, flowers, holiday designs, anything that you can really think of. We have a wide range of designs that are etched on metal, and these designs will be transferred to the nail. So all it is just this metal plate that's etched with these designs on a plastic backing. So if you can imagine, if you didn't have the plastic backing, just having the metal plate itself would be kind of sharp, quite sharp. So it's more so for your safety and I guess for some aesthetics as well. But there's your nail plate. And like I said, we have nail plates on top of nail plates on top of nail plates. So we have something for everyone for sure. The next thing you're going to need is a stamper. So this is just one of the many. This is our ice cube stamper here. Comes with a cap like that. Okay, and this is see-through. See-through. And so what this allows you to do is just a piece of silicone in a plastic holder, and it allows you to stamp a design from a nail plate, pick it up, transfer it onto your nail. Okay, now if you're wondering, I will be showing you the process at the end of this video, but just hold it out with me. So there's that. We have a lot of different stampers for different reasons. Here's another one I'm showing, which is our monocle stamper. That's actually the reason why we named it the monocle stamper. So there's that. But this is good for if you have longer nails, or it's just, I will be using this today because I like the ability to see, to show you guys the designs. I feel like this one you can see a lot clearer. This is a double-ended stamper. She's pretty. I wanted to use this today, but I think for the sake of the video, this is a lot easier. Double-ended, just like that. Comes with the silicone here. So there's that. Scraper, that's the next thing, the scraper. I would have to say that most of our standard stampers do come with this plastic scraper because you can't use one without the other. So basically all this is a plastic flimsy card, but just pliable enough so you can scrape off the excess polish from your plate here, just like that. So the next thing I want to talk about, as you can see, our menagerie of stamping polishes is just that, stamping polishes. I think the main thing to say about stamping polishes is just this. There is a difference between the formula of stamping polishes versus regular polish. And it's just that it's more opaque and it allows your manicure to really, or the design to really pop, you know. As you can see here, you can also use it as a one coater on your nails over like a base coat. So I'm just using this Mercury baseline just as a one coat. That's it. I think the number one question that I get with stamping polishes is, can you stamp with regular polish? Short answer is yes, you can. As far as what the effect is going to be, I'm not sure, because you know, regular polish is not meant to be used for stamping. I just don't know if the design is going to be as opaque, but it's creative, you know, so go ahead and try. If you have a one coater at home, feel free to try it and use it. But that's pretty much the difference between the stamping polishes, and we have a huge collection of stamping polishes. So there's that. I do want to say that stamping polishes definitely range as far as the finish. So right here, you know, with this Mercury baseline and this beautiful like a neon peach color, it's called Flash Dance. These are cream polishes, but you can find stamping polishes in holographic finishes. There's like opalescent. You can do there's also metallic. So you can find a lot. Okay. I can't help it. I'm going to say that you do need this if you're going to do stamping. And basically, this wasn't the case maybe a few years ago, but this is definitely an update. And this is going to be the smudge-free top coat. The smudge-free top coat is a must. Now, I'm not saying that you can't use a top coat that you already have at home, but this is smudge-free, which means that it was specially formulated if you are going to be doing stamped nail art. Please give me some hearts if you already have this product and you just can't live without it, because I know I can't. There were the days when we used to just use any kind of top coat we had, and you know, after all that work of you stamping your nails, it would get smudged, and that's just the worst ever, you know, after you spent so much time creating your beautiful art. It's happened to me more than once. But it's a really thin product. It's a must-have in your arsenal. It just helps to protect your stamp design so it doesn't smudge, and it just, yeah. After putting this on, if you want to do a matte finish, you can go ahead and top it with a matte top coat. That is completely up to you. If you have, say for instance, there's so many different top coats out there. If you wanted to do like a high gloss, feel free to. You can wear it just with this after. So you do it however you want to. Okay. Some other important things that I think that you will need in order to achieve your stamped manicure is this. 100% acetone. That's all that's in this bottle. Nothing fancy. You can go to your regular drugstore to pick up 100% acetone. And the reason why I recommend this is because 100% acetone doesn't have any of those vitamins or essential oils or anything like that. It just is a clean way to clean your plates. It might dry out your skin, but you can use cuticle oil. But it's the only way that we recommend to clean your plates as well. Disclaimer, do not use 100% acetone on your clear stamper heads. Please, please, please don't do that. Very, very important. And the reason for that is, of course, if you use it once, not a big deal. If you continuously use it, you will cloud out your, make the surface of the stamper head cloudy, and we don't want to do that because we want to be able to see through, right? So please don't do that. You want to clean your stamper heads, you use Scotch tape, and I'm going to get to that as your next item as to what you need. Scotch tape, regular Scotch tape. Don't get hung up on the brand, just this type of office like tape. So if you have some extra from Christmas laying around, go grab it, use it for nail art. Next thing, cotton pads, cotton balls. There's that. You have just your regular paper towel here and a simple cleanup brush. Now, if you don't have a cleanup brush, not a big deal. Let me see if I can, so this one is an angled brush because, you know, it's just helpful to kind of get into the crevices of the nail there. But if you have like an old, I guess like eyeliner pencil, that would probably work, just something to kind of clean up the excess around the nail. Okay, let's see. Before I go ahead and I show everyone the process, I want to address some frequently asked questions that we get from our community, sometimes our customers. So I want to kind of jump into that before I show you guys the process and walk you through it. So first question, how long is the stamping process? Which is a wonderful question. And in general, all I have to say is you should work quickly. The act of stamping is, you know, if I had to put it into a time, the act of stamping should really take like 7 to 10 seconds per design on your nail. And that's because you want the polish to, after you pick it up, to transfer onto your nail. So this is kind of like walking through the process. You are going to put polish over the design, you're going to scrape, you're going to pick it up with the stamper head, and then you're going to transfer it onto that nail. You know, it's a creative journey and you will get messy and stuff, that's fine. But practice makes beautiful. So once you continue to do that series of events when you're doing your stamp nails, it'll be quick, completely quick. And so, like I said, when I show you the process, you'll be able to see, but work quickly. Another tip would probably be to just make sure that your workstation is kind of cleared up. So that means that, you know, things aren't getting cluttered and, you know, you're not mixing polishes. Sometimes it happens, I understand, because I do that as well. Sometimes I'm like fishing for, you know, the stamper, but just make sure everything is prepped, and there you go. Okay. Next question. I'm not able to pick up my design. Why is that? Kind of a loaded question, but I'll give you a few tips that may help. Okay. One, environment plays a huge role. So make sure your fan is not directly in, you know, pointing your workspace. You're not sitting in front of an AC. You're not under extreme lighting. Maybe, say for instance, you have a ceiling fan that you're like sitting right over. So just kind of make sure that these things are not right overhead, so you can go ahead and do the process, and, you know, the polish won't dry quickly, you know, things of that nature. The next one is kind of silly, but I'm gonna say it just because it is a common thing that happens. You gotta take off the blue film. Gotta take off the blue film. The blue film here is just a protective layer to, you know, just protect the metal surface. Can't stamp if you don't take it off. I'm gonna just leave that right there, okay? So third question. My stamper is oily and not picking up the image. Okay, so during the manufacturing process of these stamper heads, let me just carefully take the head out here. Okay, so there's this. The stamper head, when it's manufactured, because of, you know, the silicone, it does get oily, completely natural, and it's okay. If your stamper comes like that, my recommendation to you would just be to take out the stamper head carefully and wash it with some warm water and dishwashing soap, and just kind of just wash the whole thing, okay, lightly, and then pat dry with a paper towel. Once that's dry, you go ahead and put it back into the holder here carefully, because if you're not careful here, the stamper head can rip, and we don't want to do that, right? You haven't even started stamping yet. We don't want to break our stamper. Okay, now say for example, if you have any lint from like the paper towel and stuff after, you're just gonna go ahead, take some of the Scotch tape, take some off, and just clear the top, just like that. Okay, take all that lint off and you should be good to go. And always make sure you cap it. You know, that's why this cap is use as a protective barrier, you know, too. So do that. Okay, let's see. Next question. I keep scraping and scraping and I can't get my image to pick up. So the suggestion here would be when you put the polish onto your plate at a 45-degree angle and firmly, you know, because of course this plate is going to be on a firm surface like a desk or, you know, your kitchen tabletop or something like that. You take your scraper and you are going to, at like a 45-degree angle, swipe, okay? Just like that. Swipe firmly. If you have to scrape a second time, that's completely fine, you know, but you don't want to continuously keep going like this, okay, to get the excess polish off. What probably will be end up happening is that you are digging out polish of the surface of your plate, and also the polish is drying onto the plate, and you don't want that to happen because you're just going to have to clean the plate and do the process all over again. So one firm scrape to the nearest edge is what I would recommend. If you have to go again, make it fast, and just make sure you're not digging the polish out of your plate, and by doing that you go at the 45-degree angle. Okay, and the last question I have is, do I have to clean my plate every single time? Yes you do. And that's why I recommend the 100% acetone. If you are going to be stamping all of your digits, say for example with the same nail design, you will have to clean the plate every single time in between each stamp. And that just helps to ensure that you are getting a clean stamp every time you do your pickup. If you don't, what can end up happening is that the image will not come up clearly. You might be actually missing some pieces of polish inside too. So just clean the design every single time if you're going to use that and stamp, you know, the same design on all digits. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually I'm going to flip the camera around so we can get started. So like I said, I already put one coat of Mercury Baseline, which is just a stamping polish. So I'm actually going to show you guys how to do this two ways. If you didn't know too, you can also stamp on a bare nail. So all I did here was just prep it with a base coat and that is it. Okay, unlike these other nails that I painted already with a one top coat, I already had a base coat and then also the polish. And I do want to say too, before you stamp on your nails, please make sure that your nails are dry, especially if you're doing, you know, polish and stuff. Make sure it's dry before you go ahead and stamp, because you don't want to smudge whatever undercoat you've done here, you know, once you stamp it. That's a heartbreak. So let's see. I think this design is really cute. So right here I'm using M183 and there's like these leaf designs. So let me go ahead and pick it up with Flash Dance. So you see right here I'm actually not putting polish all over the design, and that's because you see when I scrape, I'm going to scrape it to the closest edge here. And so it goes through the whole design. Roll. There you go. Just pick up the design. Here, let me go ahead and stamp that to my middle finger. There you go. So I want to show you guys a really cool trick too. Taking your Scotch tape, a piece of Scotch tape, here, before you start using the acetone, try and use some of that Scotch tape to pick up the edges like that. Okay? And whatever you can't pick up, see, I've picked up majority of it with the Scotch tape, but if there's any excess, then you can go ahead and take your cleanup brush or a Q-tip, put some acetone, and then you can clean up your cuticle that way. Okay. Scotch tape definitely nifty there. Okay. So let's go ahead and clean the plate, because I'm going to use that same design here. So all I did was put acetone on my cotton pad, and I'm just going to clean that. Now, some tightly designed images, like this one that has a lot of etching, you might end up getting some fuzzies. I'm not quite sure if you can see any of the fuzzies on the plate. But if you do, don't worry about it. The acetone is dry. You can just, once it's dry, just kind of wipe it off. You don't want to keep those fuzzies on your plate, okay, because that's going to make the design not come up very nicely. Okay, so once it's clear, you just go ahead and do the process over again. So I cleaned it with the acetone. I'm putting the flash dance design. Scrape and pick that up and stamp to the nail. Okay. Oh. I'm just going to go ahead and take a brush and kind of, there you go. You don't want those flybacks to get on your design, because then it's just going to ruin it. Okay. So if you see that, just go ahead and take that nail art brush or that makeup brush that you dedicate for nails, and just kind of brush it back just like that, so the design sticks to your nail. Okay, this is the part that I forgot. So before you go ahead and do that next part, you got to clean the stamper head. So all I do there is take a piece of Scotch tape, go like that. Voila. Again, please do not use acetone on your stamper head. Do not, because you will ruin the stamper head, and you don't want to do that. You want to be able to keep that clarity. Okay. So again, let's go ahead and clear off that design. My acetone on my cotton pad is still kind of wet. I don't want to waste my cotton. So again, just take off those fuzzies if you have fuzzies, and that's ready to go. Okay. Let me just do one more here. Scrape, grab your stamper, go. Okay. There you go. Okay. Go ahead and take some of that Scotch tape. Take off that excess stamping polish. So much nicer. And what you'll find is that when you use the acetone, what it does is it smudges, you know, because it's kind of like reconstituting the polish again. It's just going to start smudging. So using this tape technique, it helps to not smudge, you know, the polish all over your skin. And if you have really deep cuticle, or I'm guess like these nail beds and stuff, if you have deep nail beds, especially colors like black, it will stain the skin, you know. Sometimes it's just really hard to avoid that, especially if you're using reds and blues, really dark colors. So I like to do this trick first. I'm going to take a break from stamping just right now, but since I have you guys closer, I can show you these designs. Our nail plates are so diverse. Here are some really big ones, some smaller ones. Oh, and for you ASMR people, I totally spaced. I meant to peel this blue film back. The plates I was using already had the blue film peeled off, but let me go ahead and do this for you guys. So satisfying. This, you don't have to use it, just go throw it away. But there you go. So this is another plate that we came out with. So let's get back to this nail design. So I'm gonna show you guys now an individual nail design and what that's gonna look like on my pointer finger that is not painted with any base color, just a base coat. So I'm just gonna take some black stamping polish here. Again, going to the nearest edge, scrape, taking my stamper, pick it up. Okay. Now you can do this one of two ways. Right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and take off some of this excess so it doesn't stamp onto my nail. If you wanted to, you can also use Scotch tape to take that part off. And let me go ahead and stamp that to my nail. So as you can see, that one is really nice because there's no excess polish that went over to the nail, so I don't have to really worry about cleaning the cuticle there. So the last part, I'm going to use the smudge-free top coat and show you guys what this does. So as you can see, no smudging. And also cap the free edge too. And now over the black. There you go. So that is the finished design. Let me see if I can model it. So yeah, so that's it with the stamping process. What'd you guys think? I think that turned out really well. So after you let that dry, you're ready to go conquer the world, right? And yeah, now you have all the tips and tools to get a beautiful looking manicure. Thanks so much for watching, and I really hope that you guys enjoy this manicure. You can go ahead and do it for yourself if you'd like. And remember, practice makes beautiful, so go ahead and practice, and I can't wait to see your manicures. Be sure to share them with us on Facebook or any of our social medias like Instagram. And thanks for joining me, guys. Bye.